Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, our teachers. I'm just going to do a lesson on part 2 of the curses on true Israel, which is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So here we go. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. When did this happen? This happened during slavery, when the white man has took, it didn't happen to the so-called Negroes. It happened to the Hispanics also, and Native Americans. What did they do? Slave masters put them on auction and blocks, bat them off. It was nothing that the mother or the father can do. This is verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. And have you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans been crushed always? Yup, because nobody take account of your labors or anything like that. The white man take account of all that. Let me see. I'm going to skip up to 37. It's Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. And what's a proverb and a byword? A byword, nigger. White people like to call you niggers, spicks, wetbacks, and things like that. Nothing you can do about it. These is proverbs and bywords that the so-called white man put on you, our people. I'm gonna skip down to 41. This is Deuteronomy 28:41. Thou shalt begat sons and daughters, and thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Yep, this happened during the time of slavery. While sons and daughters was, the boys was sold as, like sex slaves. The women was sold. They was raped in front of us, things like that. Our sons was taken from us, sold to, to slave masters in Alabama, Massachusetts, things like that. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Going back to Deuteronomy 7 and 6, how we supposed to be a special people above all nations that's on the face of the earth. It had switched around. The so-called white man and stuff. We basically switched places. We was gonna come down very low because of the curses of not following the commandments and things like that. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. He shall lend to us. What do the so-called white man lend to us? Government benefits, food stamps, things like that. We can't lend to him because we don't have any type of businesses. Black Wall Street burned down, things like that because of the curses. This is verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall become upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. This is verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. What he mean by this is, this to identify who the true Israelites is. When we come out of captivity, they gonna know. This to identify basically you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who the curses identify with today. This is Deuteronomy 20 and 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy power, the joyfulness, and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. We shall go to our enemies for one of all things. We got to go to our enemies for one of all things. We don't own any black-owned businesses or anything like that. We got to go for them for everything. It's clothes, water, everything, because we don't own anything. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. When did this happen? During slavery, until he have destroyed thee. 1865, so-called slavery was over. So-called. The yoke of iron is not upon y'all necks anymore. It's upon y'all mind, because y'all don't know who y'all really are. This is Deuteronomy 28:49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Yeah, we didn't understand the so-called white man. He speak a whole different language from us, because at that time we were speaking Hebrew, Paleo-Hebrew. What happened to the so-called Hispanics that was already over here? They got conquered by the Spaniards. They came from all the way on the other side of the world. And we got conquered by the English, the so-called white man. The so-called white man conquered all of them. So-called all 12 tribes. Well, he did. Deuteronomy 28:50. A nation of fierce continents, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. Yeah, the so-called white man didn't care if you was a young baby or anything like that. He'd hang you from the tree, and you would receive the same judgment. The same judgment, basically. I'ma go to Deuteronomy 28:61. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. Yeah, because the so-called black man in America lives in every type of disease, and the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans live in, things like diabetes, things like that, sickle cell anemia, things like that. This is Deuteronomy 28:16. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the power or the Lord thy God, thy power. Yeah, we was gonna be left few in numbers. A good example is the so-called Native Americans, the tribe of Gad and Reuben. The white man slaughtered a whole lot of them. Brought them down to at least like 1% of the population. In Babylon, which is America. Yeah. I'm gonna jump up to 65. Deuteronomy 28:65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. Yeah, we was always gonna be running from our enemies and things like that, always tormenting us. This is Deuteronomy 28:66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have done none assurance of thy life. Yeah, this happened a lot today too, because when you so-called black man, a so-called Hispanic man, a so-called Native American man walking down the street, you don't know if you're going to get stopped by the police. You don't know if that police going to shoot you or not. Or you don't even know if your own brother going to kill you or not. So, yeah. This is the last scripture I'm going to bring out. This is Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. It's not talking about old Egypt. America is new Egypt. Because we was in slavery in Egypt for 400 years, 430 years to be exact, and we over here in America, serving hardcore slavery again with ships. Let me read that over. This is Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Egypt is also a word for captivity, again with ships. By the way, whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. What was not go see again? Our homeland, West Africa. Africa was not our home; it was Israel. And there we shall be sold unto your enemies, not your friend, your enemies, for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Buy you means save you. No man shall save you. Everybody tried. Martin Luther King couldn't save us. Malcolm X couldn't save us. Definitely Al Sharpton couldn't save us. None of these political leaders can save us. Only person that can save us is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, which is the true God of the Bible. His son Yahushua and the Father Yahweh, which is his name in Hebrew. That is his real name. It's not Jesus Christ or anything like that. That's what the so-called white man has brought upon us to confuse us, to get away from reading the Bible and things like that. That would be my next lesson, World War III and the true name of the Lord. So I just hope this lesson was edifying to you brothers out there, the elect, first of all. So yeah, once again, I hope this was edifying, and shalom.